Hey, welcome to our call. I don't think we really have a plan. If anyone has any questions, or if I don't know if Erin had thoughts on what to share, but just like, I mean, you should have already watched your videos and made a food plan and taken your pictures. Like those are things you have to have done to start tomorrow. But if you have any questions or anything like that, just let it be said.
Hey, I have one, and I know I saw it somewhere, but I can't find it now. You're supposed to have 30 plant-based things, and I can't find where she says what all falls into the category for your different plants.
So with this program, it's almost everything except for your animal proteins.
Okay.
Nuts, seeds, vegetables, fruits, sweet
Okay.
potato, quinoa, beans, those are all plants.
Okay. That helps.
So I think the trick there, I mean, I'm starting tomorrow, just like all of you, like square one. And Brenna's it for a few days, so she probably has more insight on this. But honestly, I feel like the more variety of vegetables you get, the more variety of fruit you get, right? Then you're gonna hit it pretty easy. So as long as you're not eating only bananas every single day, or only, one specific type of fruit every day, all day long, then I think you're gonna come pretty close. That was a good question.
Those mixed frozen vegetables, I mean, that's 3 or 4 or 5 in one dish, in one serving. So I just hurry and added mine up, and I didn't even like really go through it. And I was already like 25 or something, just off the top of my head, in 4 days. So you're for sure gonna, and I have repeated some meals, so it's not too hard. Like I said, as long as you're not eating the same vegetables and the same fruits at every meal, it shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah. As far as dinner goes, if you guys saw my comment under Brenna's post, I'm basically doing the same thing for dinner almost every night. And then, because I have to meal prep all of Ted's and send it with him for the day. But we're just trying to keep it as simple as possible. For some reason, I kind of feel like I'm drowning in life right now with my kids and everything. We just got back from a trip, and this week has just been insane. And this next week is going to be crazy. My daughter's trying out for cheerleading tryouts and, just all the spring craziness. So we're just trying to keep it super simple. So we're doing chicken, sweet potatoes, quinoa, and then veggies. That's going to be probably our dinner most nights. I might do like a turkey burger, like patty type thing instead of the chicken, just kind of swap out my meats a little bit, but that's basically going to be the staple. And then we'll go through it. I personally haven't looked through all of the recipes quite yet, just because this last week was crazy. So I'm keeping it so simple. And then kind of as I ease into it, because it's going to be probably the most difficult this first 4 or 5 days, right? And then we're going to kind of get the hang of things, and we're going to get going, and then we can kind of add more of those recipes into it and stuff too. So don't feel super overwhelmed. Just try to keep it simple at first, and then when you're like, okay, yeah, I think I got this, then kind of add in the different recipes or try new things. But I feel like if you make it so overwhelming in the very beginning and try all the new things, then you're going to be like, okay, this is too much, it's too hard. Does that make sense?
Yeah, what I did is I did pick a different recipe for every dinner, but that's normal for me. I cook a fresh dinner every single night, so that wasn't hard. I just had to make sure they were fixate ones. And then I bought some extra stuff to try, but it wasn't in my plan. Like I bought the tofu, I bought the sauerkraut and the kimchi, but it's just in my fridge. And today I busted out the tofu, and it was actually pretty good. But I didn't like try all the new things in the first day, like Erin said. And that was really easy for the dinner to become lunch the next day. If I saved my animal protein for lunch, and then I did a vegan protein for breakfast and my Shakeology for a snack, then I can just have dinner leftovers for lunch the next day. So that makes that super easy. So that's what I did. And it wasn't too bad, but like I said, I'm used to it. So I tried the cauliflower a la king. That's one of the recipes in there. It was pretty good. It just needed way more salt, which I have found with the Fix-It recipes, they need way more salt than what the recipe actually says. So you're eating super clean. So if you want to add extra salt, don't be worried about that. And I don't know if you've noticed, but they're adding new recipes. So I don't know if they're going to add new ones every week or whatever, but I looked today and there were new ones. So I'm actually going to try the brown rice pudding for my dessert tonight after this call. So I still have the yellow left to eat. So keep checking back because they might potentially be adding more recipes to that section every week is what I'm hoping they'll do.
So this may seem strange, but I looked at the 4-week gut protocol and where's all these recipes you guys are finding? Because I didn't see them there. Is there somewhere else?
No, they're in
Is
the
that like
4-week gut protocol. If you get on there on your phone, are you looking on your phone?
Yeah,
So I'll show you really quick. My phone's right here.
because I found like the matcha tea. I found a few of them,
Oh.
but not.
I don't
You
know,
guys-
can you see this? This is the video list. And
Okay.
it's at the top, it says start here, then it says lessons, and then it says bonus materials. And if you swipe, there's a recipe section, a meal prep section, and a resources section right there at the top.
Okay.
And that's where all the extra
Okay,
information
well,
is.
I'll look again.
Mom couldn't find that this morning either, so I just sent her a bunch of screenshots. So we're
Okay.
not the only one.
Brenna, what have you been doing for breakfast? Because that's the thing I'm most concerned about because I'm not a big breakfast eater and usually I have my shake as my breakfast, which I see that they're suggesting that as your morning snack. So what have you?
You can use your shake if you want. So the first day I had scrambled eggs and frozen some vegetable of some sort. And then I did still cut oats, but that's really typical of what my normal breakfast is. And then I decided I wanted to save my animal protein for lunch. So that's when I swapped my vegan Shakeology. So I did vegan Shakeology and still cut oats for a couple of days, like 2 days. And then today I saved my shake for a snack because your shake is like, my shake is chocolate, right? So it's like one thing that tastes like a treat. So sometimes I want to have it later. So this morning I did tofu and I sauteed some vegetables like pepper, onion, and spinach, and then I added the tofu. You just crumble it in and cook it like scrambled eggs. Katie actually does it all the time because she has an egg allergy.
Okay.
And there's a recipe, I think there's a recipe for that in the Fix-It stuff, but I just Googled one, like they're everywhere. Just do tofu scramble or whatever, and it will tell you what seasonings and stuff. So that's what I've been doing. But if you want your shake, you can totally make your shake work.
Okay.
One thing I did want to warn you guys, I did feel bloated, like not too much the first day, but day 2 and especially day 3, which was yesterday, I think yesterday, I felt really, really bloated, but I hadn't started the gut protocol supplements yet. I had them, I just hadn't gotten them out. So today I started those and I think the enzymes really helped. So I don't feel at all bloated today. So I don't know if that's because it's day 4 and I kind of got used to it or if it's the supplements, but either way, that's potential that it might, that might come at you. And then the sugar cravings were kind of bad the first couple of days too. So just be prepared for that. But I think that's getting better.
Yeah, I've heard from a couple of people that have done it, that started, that said usually by like day 4 is when they're starting to feel a little bit better. I mean, especially just if you're eating like 6, 9 green containers, that's just so much fiber for your body on top of Shakeology. So just trust the process, but also just keep a really detailed food log of what you're eating and how you feel right afterwards, to see if you do have any sensitivities. So I've kind of been going through this journey for like 3 years and have discovered I have a lot of food sensitivities. And so keeping a food log was really important in helping me find a lot of those. So just keep that log, and then, but just know that probably the first couple of days, you're going to feel kind of yucky as your body kind of adjusts to the new foods, the extra foods, all of the extra fiber and probiotics, digestive enzymes, all of that just takes a minute for your gut to get used to it. But if you're still feeling super crappy after like a week and a half or so, then there may be some other issues going on, like some other foods that maybe you've started eating that your body doesn't like. So, and I think, again, that's why Autumn really suggests this first week of cooking all of your vegetables. It's just going to help your body digest them a lot better, rather than raw. Like I was talking with Brenna earlier. So I'm going to be traveling Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And so I'm just going to, for some of those vegetables, like they're probably going to be raw. Like we're going to be in a hotel. We're going to be on the road for hours. So I'm just going to eat vegetables that I know that I can tolerate. Okay. Raw, because I'd rather have like a bag of raw carrot sticks than a bag of chips. Like, duh, like we're still sticking with it. Just give yourself some grace, do your best.
I'm looking for a small bottle.
I don't know what dishwasher. Sorry. So I think just like giving yourself grace that way, if you need to, like if you're in a pinch, like make the best choice you can with what you have, rather than saying, oh, well, I can't have a cooked vegetable, so I might as well just not do it, or I might as well just have the junk, like just do your best.
And that's one thing too I found with me, like one day I was hungry. So if you're like legitimately hungry, just eat another food that's approved on the plan. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to starve or feel deprived. That's not the point of this. And there are some like if you really need a treat, there are some treat recipes. If you guys saw, there's a treat section in the recipe section for stuff that you can swap. Like there's some treats you can make that count for a yellow or a purple or whatever. So those are available too. Oh, and I was gonna say, I like Katie's idea of a food log because there's stuff that Katie's allergic to that's approved for this meal plan. Like, aren't you allergic to bananas for one? And so there might be a food that is totally approved by this meal plan, but it doesn't agree with your system. So I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah. So I have like bananas, red grapes, eggs, pineapple, chicken, if I have too much of it. A couple other little small things that I found. And I think that's what was so frustrating in the beginning when all of this started happening with me, is because I felt like I was eating healthier and cleaner than I ever had, ever. But I was still like, I kept gaining weight and I still felt like garbage and I still looked 6 months pregnant. And so it was super frustrating. And so it would play with my mind and be like, well, if I'm going to feel like crap, then I'm going to eat like crap. I'm still going to look the same and feel the same. So I might as well just eat the junk. But once you can really get those foods out that are bothering you, then you're like, oh, I can feel good. So, and it is kind of frustrating that like, it's a really healthy food. Why is it hurting my body? It's just, your body's not broken. It's just doesn't like that food. So you'll feel better.
I don't know if everybody has something or any other questions that they want to ask, but I would love to hear like why everybody just really brief, like everybody pop on and just say why you're doing this. Just like, is it for the gut thing? Is it for more weight loss? Is it for like, I just kind of want to get a sense for why everybody's doing it. So I'll go first. First of all, sugar cravings for me. I have sugar every single day. I love sugar. So that is going to be my very, very hardest thing that I've got to try to overcome, which I'm hoping after 4 days, I'll be able to. Usually like when I did the ultimate reset, when I did that, I chewed gum, and I know that's not approved on this either. And so I am really, I'm going all in, and I'm going to really just try to overcome that. And my husband, he gets migraines frequently. So we're hoping we can find an answer to his migraines, to him sleeping better. And a lot of times he will feel bloated after he eats certain things. So I'm really hoping that this will just kind of answer a lot of questions for him, and so that he can have more energy and sleep better. So who wants to go next?
Hey, Aaron. Thanks for sharing that, because that's kind of way I've been feeling as well. Ever since I've gotten COVID, like was a year and a half ago, November, I just getting these headaches, and I keep blaming it on, maybe it's just a COVID headache, and that's what I'm going to deal with the rest of my life. But then, like you said, and I don't sleep. I don't sleep at all. And then, like you said, there's certain foods that I eat that I'm just thinking, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to get back in my pants because I just feel so bloated. And so it's going to be interesting to see, because I know there's some foods out there. We just we knew that this was going to be our last week for cookies. That we usually make cookies every Sunday and take them around to neighbors, and then we usually eat a few ourselves, and just felt miserable. And so I know there's something that's causing that. So anyway, I'm a sugar guy as well, so that's going to be something I'm going to hopefully be able to kick as well. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
We can do it together.
There you go.
All right, Gail, you're still unmuted. Why are you here?
I am here. I'm going to do the gut thing too. That's why I wanted to see if there was something, because certain things that I eat too, I feel like, oh,
I'll go, Erin.
So anyway.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Who was talking? Was it Kara? I think she's frozen. I think she froze. So I'll hurry and go while she's trying to get back on. Hopefully, Kara, if you can hear us. I haven't been able to sleep for a decade without sleep drugs. So I actually slept for 8 hours last night and the night before. So I'm hoping, actually, I don't know. I think it's sugar for me. I think the sugar is what is keeping me awake, but we'll see. Sugar. And then I've also been dealing with some tension headaches and a few other things, and our depression, low energy, stuff like that. So, and I've been working with a naturopath and a hormone doctor, but I have a feeling it's definitely connected to my diet. So that's why I am here. Kara, are you back? You froze like in the middle of starting.
Yes, I'm so sorry, Gal. I did a soft start this last week, just like to try out the meal plan a little bit, and I already felt so much better. I definitely still have pounds to lose, but I cannot believe how much better I felt so fast. So I'm really excited. And I lost like, I don't know, over 4 pounds, just like soft starting. And I don't know, just having a plan. And I'm so excited to feel better, because I know like bloated and just feeling like junk for a long time. And I had a lot of headaches. Yeah, I felt so much better. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to start.
I'll go next. So I have psoriasis really bad in my scalp, and I'm positive it's from the foods I eat, because I've been to doctors over the last, 20 years, and it doesn't get better. So I'm sure it's that, and fatigue. And then another thing, I don't know if anybody else has this, but my nails are super pitted, and I'm positive it's from the foods I eat, because I've been being more careful the last couple of weeks, and I can already tell a change in my nails. They're getting smoother again. So I can't wait to see my nails change and see if I can clear up my scalp.
I'll go. I'm doing it for a number of reasons. One is for my gut health, because I've always, for years and years and years, struggled with bloat and being irregular. I don't know if it's something that runs in my family. We always say we have the Hepting gut because like my dad and brothers and stuff all have that too. So that's one thing I'm hoping that it helps with. I also lack in the sleep situation a lot. And I also struggle with anxiety quite a bit, and it's been getting quite bad lately. So I'm hoping it helps with that. And then another thing, which I didn't even think of, but I saw that picture of the one lady who did the test group with that had really dark under her eyes. So that's something that I've always had. And I always just assumed it was hereditary because my mom and my grandma had it too. But then I saw that picture of her and I was like, oh, maybe there's hope. Maybe I can not have such bad dark circles under my eyes. So fingers crossed.
I'll go. So I'm doing it for weight loss, but along with, and I've been following Brenna for a really long time, watching her through her progress and everything. And so I know that I'm a sugar person as well. And I have arthritis as I'm getting a little bit older. And I know that it's related to the foods that I eat. And I know that I'm having issues sleeping and just tired all the time. And so I'm hoping that this will just jumpstart me and hopefully keep me on the track to where I can feel better. And if I'm feeling better, then I'm going to eat better and move and that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited.
I can go next. Hopefully you can hear me okay. My name is Carrie, and I've kind of plateaued with my weight. So I'm trying to, hopefully this will give me some gut health and eating better. I saw somebody eating the fermented blueberries and that kind of, I don't know. Have any of you tried these fermented blueberries? So I don't know, like I'm thinking, I don't know if I like fermented food. Like when you talk about sauerkraut, I'm like, I don't know if I can eat fermented food. So we'll have to see how that goes, but I know we're all here to help each other and share ideas and suggestions. So that's always a great part of this. So thank you.
Carrie, I am super nervous too. Like my husband likes sauerkraut occasionally, like on a sandwich. And I'm like, no, get that away from me. I've never liked kimchi. I've never it's just not ever been a part of my regular diet. So I am with you. I think most of us are there too. But we're going to try it, right? We're going to figure it out. So I'll talk really quickly about why I'm here. So definitely gut health. Like I said earlier, a few years ago, I just randomly got really bloated one night. And I thought, oh, that's weird. Maybe it was just something I ate. And then a few nights later, it happened again. And then after that, it was every single night. I looked 6 months pregnant. I felt like garbage. Like it was just off. I was nauseous all the time. I had zero energy. Headaches came back all the time. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm like eating all the right things. I'm doing all the right things. So why do I feel awful? I started going to lots of doctors to try and figure it out. I went to 6 different doctors and spent over $8,000 doing blood tests and doing just different procedures. Like I ate radiation and they watched it go through my body. I took really high antibiotics. They thought it was like an infection in my small intestine, and a doctor wanted to give me an MRI because she said it was just in my head. Like I literally felt crazy because I knew I felt like garbage. I knew something was wrong, but every doctor said, you're completely healthy. I don't know what's wrong. And so I legit thought that I'm crazy. Like I'm making this up, it's just in my head. And I asked one of my GI doctors, I'm like, do you think this maybe has something to do with the foods I'm eating, with nutrition? And she was like, no way. There's no way that any of your symptoms are food related. And I was like, well, that's weird. I know that food affects us. And I kept trying to bring it up with her and she just kept cutting me off and would not even have a conversation about how food was related to all of these things I was feeling. And so I got really disheartened for a really long time. And the more I started learning more about gut health and just, again, eliminating those foods that I kind of got triggered with that I knew were bothering me, the better I felt. And I just had one of the doctors say, well, like, you're just going to have to live with it. Like, unless you can't leave your house, then there's nothing I can do to help you. And it was really frustrating. And, but again, the more I learned about my gut health, the more I took control of those foods that were bothering me, the more I learned more about it, the better I started feeling. And so I've come a long way in those 3 years. And so I'm really excited about this program to have something that is so laid out for me, that is only like 4 weeks to really figure it out, to get feeling better, a solid plan, because like I said, over 3 years, I've had to do everything on my own because no doctor was there to help me and to guide me. So to have something like this, it's truly like, when they announced it, I was in tears because I was like, this is what I need. This is what so many other people need, because it's not normal to feel like this. I know how good I can feel, and I'm not just going to deal with it. I'm not just going to say, well, that's just how life is. I'm just going to be bloated all the time. I'm just going to be exhausted all the time. I'm just going to feel like garbage all the time. I know I can feel good, and I know that there's a path, and I'm excited to see and dive into this more to feel even better. So that's why I'm here, and I'm so, so happy.
I will go. So Erin just messaged me and she commented on my Cheesecake Factory bag. So we've been gone all weekend. I had my niece's wedding this weekend, and I am ill prepared to start tomorrow. But I also know that I feel like garbage all the time. I have Hashimoto's, and I know that it affects my gut health. My body doesn't do well with taking medication. And so I already have to take medication for my thyroid. And then I feel like I'm always fighting against everything. And so I'm really excited for the gut health, because I think it's going to make a big difference in healing the hormones and being able to help heal my thyroid. So I really look forward to that. I've talked to a lot of people that going off of gluten and dairy makes a big difference with their Hashimoto's journey. And so I'm really hoping that I can also have, those same results happen to me. So I'm excited to see what it'll do and see where it takes me.
Liz, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Okay, good. I wasn't hooked up. I'm here for a number of reasons. One is some weight loss. I kind of gained a lot of mystery weight after COVID. I had COVID, and then I just started, my scale kept going up, and I'm like, I'm eating healthy. Why are you doing this? And the sugar cravings are really bad right now. So I'm hoping to get those under control, and I'm intrigued by all the things that I've heard that the gut can sort of mess with mentally, and your skin and everything. So I'm hoping that this does a lot for me and just kind of resets everything so that I can continue to eat healthy and be happy in my body. So yeah.
Tiffany, you're the last one. Do you want to go? No pressure. You don't have to. Maybe she's in a spot where she can't too. Sometimes I'm watching while I'm in the shower or whatever. One thing I wanted to say about sugar cravings, I went to my naturopath yesterday for something else. And she was telling me that if you have yeast in your body, it will make you crave more sugar. And she said an easy home remedy for that is to eat fresh nutmeg, put it on your oatmeal or even throw it in your shake, the actual nut that you have to grate. Or you can put in the spice too. It's just not as potent. But if you want to throw that in your diet, if you struggle with sugar cravings, that might just be an added little help for you. I'm going to do that myself. So does anyone want to say anything else? Any other questions? No? Okay, I'm gonna call it. Good luck to everyone who's starting. If you have messages, please use our group. Let that group be your anchor. Check in there every day, at least once. Check in a couple times. I think Erin's gonna be posting a check-in post where you can check in and tell us how your day went. We'll have information every single morning for you. And then we do have a bunch of files that we're gonna add to the file section. We just haven't had time to get there yet. But tons of resources are gonna be in that group. You can ask any questions, share any recipes that you find. Just make that group really active and engaging and something that really keeps you accountable and excited about the program. So having said that, we will say good night.